Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Or it may not be. I say happy Monday, but maybe it's not a happy Monday for you, right? Maybe it's a shitty Monday. Maybe it's a funky Monday. Wherever you're at, wherever your Monday is for you, I just say hello. So I'm jumping in for Monday message. It's cold in Melbourne, so I'm like rugged up. Winter solstice is technically tomorrow. Beautiful time for recreating things within you, letting go of things that no longer are working in your life, whatever it is that you want to utilize the winter solstice for, you can, to allow it to help you. It doesn't have to be big, huge things, just little things. Hey, hi Inga. Hello, gorgeous. Yes, cold in Melbourne. So I want to jump on and start speaking more transparently into these groups about who I'm working for. Because I know I talk spirituality and I talk about, working with my spirit team and all of the spiritual concepts. And I've really kind of skirted around using the words of the ultimate creator, who I believe that all of us actually are here doing the work for. And I want to really just start to more transparently share that for me, and each of us have a different word or whatever it is, but for me, I am here to do God's work. Here to do God's work on this planet. And what that means for me is to be the manifested version of the divine spark aspect, the part of God that I believe is in every single one of us, and to fully express itself as best as possible in the most unrestricted way as possible, and to share that spark of God with others so that it can help others to remember the spark of God that is within you and can never be removed and never be taken away. So I don't often kind of really talk about God, talk about my love of God expressly, and I want to start doing that more and more, to start kind of pushing myself out further and further, because I've had hesitations. We have a lot of stories that we can create. Oh my God, these like God-loving people that can become evangelical or whatever it is, or you may not have those stories, right? But for me, God is love. God is pure love and is the creative force that has created all of us. But we have also our human experience here, which we've been given this free will, and we get to choose, are we going to live the way, be the truth, the light, all of those things that Jesus came and realized and knew, because Jesus was a divine spark of God, but knew and remembered his true nature. And so Jesus is also plays an enormous part in the work I do. When I don't know what to do, when I'm struggling, that's who I call in, is Jesus. And it might be a different being for you or a different concept for you. But for me, the way that I'm able to ride the waves of this planet, and that it's not always easy, and I know a lot of you are navigating some heavy stuff, some full-on stuff. And it's not to say that we just hand it over to God and that we then disassociate ourselves and we don't feel our stuff. Then we're denying the human journey. We're denying that we actually chose to separate somewhat from the wholeness of everything at times when we knew that we were connected to it all. We knew our God nature. We knew that we were part of the divine spark of God, the collective energy. And we chose to have a separate experience to a degree. So the experience we have here is an aspect, just an aspect of us that has an awareness that thinks that all of this is real, and that I am just this Alicia human. And the question is whether we're going to find our way home despite the trappings, despite the casing of the body, despite us looking around and looking like there are all these other bodies and other experiences going on. But actually, when we start to remember, we are all of it. We are all of it. We are all of it. All of the humans that you struggle with the most, the things that are pissing you off the most, annoying you about other people, right? That is you. That is another part of you, of the whole collective life force energy. And we are living and connected with a being. Mother Earth is its own being. And we are all these little sparks, divine sparks, that are also tapped into this 3D world, which has required us to have our frequency reduced. And we have this amnesia process when we come through from spirit back into body, but we still are spirit in body. So all of the things that Jesus shared, these are the things that I love. Not all of the Bible necessarily, but the teachings of Jesus. And the teachings are love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness. But he also had his own concept of boundary. So he wasn't just here just to allow everyone to walk all over him. You know, there are times when we saw the stories of Jesus presenting his strength and indicating things that he didn't feel were fair, were just, were kind, were compassionate, all of those things. So it doesn't need to be this for you, but I just want to share that every day as I'm coming out into the world more and more to share the teachings of God, to share the guiding principles from Jesus, the way, the remembrance that we are all one. And when we have a judgment against another human, at the energetic level, we're all connected. And we're having that straight back at ourselves. And so when we start to remember this, we start to be much cleaner and cleaner and cleaner and cleaner and cleaner with our thoughts, our mind. We think our brain is constructing all this stuff. We sit within this huge energy field of you can call it your energy field, divine mind, where all of those moments that you've had of synchronicity, think about it. How many times do you have moments of synchronicity? How many times do you think of someone and they phone you? How many times do you have symbols and signs? How many times do you have a feeling, a knowing, right? Because we are all connected. There are times that you'll understand what someone's experiencing, they're feeling, even though they haven't expressed it to you. We can pick it up because we are these energetic, connected beings. And in fact, we are actually one being, all traversing all various aspects to experience different parts of ourselves in order for God to experience more and more and more. We are like these divine sparks going, out you go, out you go, out you go, out you go. Go and have fun on this particular dimension, this realm, which has these sets of rules and these arrangements and these systems and these blah, blah, blahs. And there are certain things that are the case here, the physicality of us, the night and the day, the health and the illness, all of the stuff that goes on here is part of what we've chosen to experience. If you don't have a particular higher power that you believe in, that you have faith in, that's okay. But please let it be then you coming back to your inner voice, your inner temple, because you can access the wisdom there. You actually, and we've heard it said before, but you know all the answers. you know the areas in your life that you may not be fully facing your fears on. You know the areas of your life where you're maybe not being fully truthful to yourself. You know the parts of your life that you maybe want to do things differently, but maybe you haven't had the courage to do that. You know in the work that you're doing, you know in your guts, in your being, whether that work is truly for you, whether that is uplifting you, whether you feel you are serving yourself through that work and serving the world through that work, one or the other or both or whatever. You know whether the things that you are doing in the world are allowing this divine spark within you to be alive out in the world. And this doesn't mean it has to be big things. You could be running a bakery, right? That's quite a big thing actually, right? But you could be running a bakery, but the way in which you do it, you are expressing this divine spark of God through you, so that you are there, you are on purpose, you are on path. But if we are doing things and spending a lot of our time doing things that are quashing our spirit, depleting us, then question whether we are really utilizing our time here to bring forth this divine aspect of ourselves out into the world. Not to say that everyone has even signed up for that. Some people have signed up for something different. And the thing is, nothing is right and nothing is wrong. And we are having all of the experiences. So in the parts of you where you feel, oh gosh, I'm not doing this, or I should be doing this, or this should be bigger, or this should be more, or they're just like, do you know what? The other parts of you have got that sorted. They're doing that. But the question around how you spend your time, if it's not uplifting, if it's not joyful, if you do not feel alive, and you feel like you're kind of just trudging through day by day, mundane, obligation, expectation, so many stories. There are so many stories and so many requirements imposed upon us by society, societal norms, right, of how you should live your life. And I want, if you've got the courage to bust out of them and to truly ask yourself, what are the ways in which you can spend your time that brings life to you and thus to others and thus to the energetic tapestry of the world. The more humans who truly step out of the matrix, step out of the mainframe of on the rat race, on the wheel, and actually start to choose conscious living, which is not easier. Tell you what, when I was asleep to all this, in some ways life was a whole lot easier. Once you start to really connect and feel your stuff and know your truth, then it can get trickier and messier in some ways, because there are things, there's work that I used to do that I can no longer do. I just cannot do it. It's like it does not fit anymore. It does not match anymore. The frequency, it's like I cannot do that work, even though it's so lucrative. And I'm not saying this was work like really abhorrent work. This was, for me, it was workplace investigation work. Can't do it anymore. Even though it meets a material need for me, I just can't do it. And so as you go through your spiritual journeying, you may find that you reach points where it's like particular work, whatever it is, that's it. You might find that you can no longer do it. It's just an example. Or things may even change in, the food that you eat. It's like, can't eat it anymore. Just these things just start, and it's like you just know within yourself that things start to shift and things start to change. And then you start to listen to that and start to really deeply listen to the inner voice within you, and to block out as much as you can all the external stimuli, all the things telling you how you should do this and do that and what you should do and blah, 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 and truly start to go in. And this is a message for me as well. And I've been avoiding my quiet meditation time. I know this is where the next piece for me is to get back into that. But instead, we keep ourselves busy doing this, doing that, catching up with this one, doing this bit of work, all that, right? It's all there. It's there for us. We've got it all. If we just quieten down, take the time, take the space to connect back with you, and all the answers are there, and to really deeply connect with that divine spark that is the God within you, the absolute magnificent, omnipresent energy that we cannot even fathom from our limited human minds. But you are part of that intelligence that has created it all, right? Created everything. You are part of the energy that has everything in hand. So this human part of us that wants to control everything and sort everything out and make sure everything's all arranged in ways that makes us feel safe and comfortable and all of that hoo-ha. Well, we're kind of kidding ourselves. Think that we can even come close to doing it, because there is an intelligence, a divine intelligence to the universe that is always making sure that we are moving towards our goal. And what is the goal? I don't even like talking about goals, because in human land we can get a bit blah, blah, about goals and 3-month goals and 6-month goals and 10 months goals, whatever. We are spiritual beings. We are on our evolutionary path to develop more and more. That is, for me, the goal. And so the things that might take you towards worldly goals here may or may not be of assistance towards the spiritual goals. The things that we get attached to, the things that we think are really important here. But at the end of the day, when you take your last breath on this planet, and I hope it's a long way away so you can absolutely suck the juice out of this experience in this particular incarnation, that last moment, guess what? You take none of it with you. All the things that have been accumulated, right? All that sense of security. Oh my God, we must have this, must have that to get to a certain level of whatever it is, financial security, blah, blah, security, blah, blah, blah. None of it can pass. And I know in Egypt they tried to. I think they tried putting them all the golds in the coffins and the this and that. No, you can't take any of it. Okay, so create it to have a good time and have fun, but if you are serious about your spiritual journeying, having a deep spiritual life here, then we have to really ask ourselves big questions around what really is important. What really is truly important to ensure that that divine spark in you is alive and is expressing itself in the freest way that it can. That's my message to you, friends. I love God. I love Jesus. And I I'm very open in sharing that now. It's taken me a while. It's taken me a while to get there. Taken me a while to get there. So I'm not saying that this is going to turn into a full God Jesus page and group, but I just want to declare who I'm working for. All right, my loves. Thank you for those of you. There's a lot of you on live here. Let me know who you are if you haven't. I hope that something in this resonated, jumped for you. Let me know if there were things. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful week. And take time where you can to go in and ask yourself all the questions and listen deeply to yourself. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you. Bye.